All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Wednesday weekly coaching call. My name is Omar Pinto. I'm your host. And today, let's see if we can do a little coaching with Sonia. So, Sonia, we'll take it real easy on you, right? So come back in. And basically, is there anything that you're currently struggling with that I can help you with?
The whole reason I, joined the SRC was for the accountability and to go back to school.
Mm-hmm.
So when COVID hit, I was faced with, having to work a full-time job, having to do that in my home, which wasn't, equipped to sort of work from home, manage a home, homeschool 2 kids, and, just do it all without any preparation, just like the rest of the world. But still, I was not prepared. And I had put the expectation on myself that I had to, continue my sales job as if I was in the office. And, bringing in as many sales and making as many connections as I was accustomed to, while...
Sonia, we lost you. Hold on. Check the video. The audio. Maybe it's the Bluetooth. Yeah.
I have an issue with my kids right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll be right there. We can't put this on hold, can we?
Yeah, we can. Do you need to go handle that?
Okay. Yeah.
Go handle that, and then we'll jump onto somebody else, and then you come back.
Thank you.
You betcha. All right. All right, let's mute Sonia. All right, somebody else is going to have to jump in. Who's got something? Shelley does.
Sure. I keep losing my video, though. Can you see me?
Oh, no, you're fine. You've had the video on the whole time.
Okay. For some reason, it keeps going away on my screen, but that's okay. I guess lately, accountability, when she said accountability, it made me think I haven't been a very good meeting goer. And in doing that, I'm also finding that I'm not, I don't know. I find myself thinking about drinking more often. I've been able to stay sober and doing what I need to do. But I just am not being accountable. I'm not sure, if I'm just being lazy. So I don't know. If anybody's got anything that, some way, it's an age-old question, I guess, and I'm also nearing the end of the time when I will have to do drug tests all the time.
Very good, Shelley. Wow, that took that. I'm going to give you an applause for that. Because that took some courage right there.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, is that why I'm slacking off? That voice in my head that says, well, I'm not going to have to do this much longer. I can do what I want to, in like a month, I won't have to go to meetings if I don't want to. I won't have to
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm being pressured into, doing these things. And, and the reality of the situation is that I don't ever want to go back to my life the way that it was before. I don't.
Okay. All right. So this is it. This is it. So there is a lot of ruminating.
Yeah.
A lot of ruminating about the what ifs. And so let's just try and understand first and foremost what's going on inside your mind.
Okay.
All right? As you start to your mind, your brain, your body, they're all connected. So you've got this mind body connection that produces thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And when we think about things, when we think about stuff, it produces feelings and emotions. So whatever it is that we focus our attention on, it will provoke and will produce feelings and emotions. Correct?
Correct.
So when you think about this end of the drug testing, when does this end?
In a month, February 12th is the last day. And I mean, I need to call them, of course, and it takes about a month. And I've even kind of been putting that off. It's like, am I ready for that? I mean, I think most people in my situation, because it's drug testing for my nursing. And I think most people would be like, the day that I can get out of this, I'm going to get out of it. And I don't know, I guess it's a change. I've gotten used to doing it. It doesn't seem like such a big deal.
Well, doing it is not the big deal.
Uh-huh.
It's the feelings and emotions that are being produced as you think about this February 12th date.
Mm-hmm.
What are those feelings?
I don't know. I think maybe I'm a little scared,
Mm-hmm.
a little afraid of, am I going to go off the deep end?
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to do something that I shouldn't do? Or am I going to, I have had those thoughts. It's like, oh, wow, one moment it's like I'm thinking, oh, I can do anything I want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then I'm just like, oh, whoa. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why, why am I thinking like that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I guess, but I don't get the connection with, why haven't I been going to meetings? Why haven't I been talking to people
Mm-hmm.
in the program? Why haven't I, called my sponsor? Why haven't, I done those things? I guess I'm kind of feel stuck.
Okay. So those are reservations.
Uh-huh.
All of that are reservations. So why am I not doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Okay, because I have reservations. And let's go back to the feelings, back to the feelings and emotions. So it's interesting as I ask you about feelings and emotions. Okay, I'm scared, I'm afraid. And then, boom, a thought comes up. I can do whatever I want. Okay, why am I thinking like this? So as soon as I get you to try and feel, you go back to thinking. So I want to get you back to feeling. Feeling is everything. This is what's going to make the difference between staying sober and going back out. That's it. Feelings and emotions. So let's go back. You just said it. I can do anything I want. What feelings came up?
Little excitement.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's squashed by fear.
Okay. Now, I want you to understand something. Everything is working just fine. Your internal guidance system is working beautifully. Okay. These feelings and emotions, okay, are there for a reason. So my first thought is excitement. The next feeling, I'm sorry, the feeling is excitement. And then the next feeling is fear.
Yeah.
So if I were to ask you, what do you think the highest purpose or the highest intention for that fear is?
I guess the fear, I think, has kept me sober.
Aha. To protect you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to recognize, and I want to say, thank you, subconscious mind.
Thank you, subconscious mind.
For keeping me safe and always protecting me.
For keeping me safe and always protecting me.
Because that's exactly what it's doing. It immediately kicks in. It recognizes when the dopamine shoots up.
Okay.
I'm thinking about February 12th. As soon as I think about February 12th, I think I'm no longer going to have to do this anymore. I can do whatever I want. I am excited. Dopamine gets released immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. Guess what we love?
Dopamine.
Dopamine, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So what happens is there's this balance inside of me that's happening between the feel good feelings and the feel scared feelings. Feel good, feel scared, feel good, feel scared, feel good, feel scared. And if I don't understand how my body works, then I just think I am emotionally unbalanced. Oh, I don't know what to do with this thing. And it's presented, and I'm in fear and scared, and this is happening. Well, I know how to make it stop.
To not do anything is what I do. I just put it all away, push it back.
That's a good thing at first. But for some of us, when it gets too much in here, the intensity gets too heavy, and you can do whatever you want, you might do something dangerous.
Yeah.
So we just have to recognize and understand what our body is trying to tell us. There's thoughts, feelings, emotions. The thoughts provoke thoughts and feelings. So the first thing I have to do is address the thoughts. That's number one. So as these, which is beautiful because that's exactly what is coming up for you. Why am I not going to meetings? Why am I not calling my sponsor? Why am I focusing on this debt, this date? Okay, why am I thinking about this? So there's all these thoughts that are coming on in your head. And as you think about these thoughts, different feelings and emotions start to surface. And that's when you get stuck. You get stuck thinking, feeling, thinking, feeling, thinking, feeling. I'm stuck thinking, feeling. What do I do?
Yeah.
So now as I say all this, as I tell you all this, and it starts to land into your consciousness, what comes to mind for you?
I feel like, so much for me to look forward to. You know, I mean, it's not only this that's coming up. I'm essentially going to be an empty nester this fall. It's the first time in a very long time that I'll be able to do things that I want to do. You know, I might be able to travel. I might be able to, you know, it's very foreign to me. I haven't had that situation in my life for, you know, over 30 years, where I am looking at a future. I'm just looking at a future that's real. And having a sober mind that I can actually be a part of, you know, and I guess maybe I'm afraid I'm going to blow it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I guess kind of it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm at least saying, okay, you know, it's going pretty good. I guess the thing, I don't have the confidence in myself
Mm-hmm.
to do those things without uh, accountability.
Mm-hmm. Everything's working just fine, Shelley. Everything's working. Is everybody paying attention here? Everything's working just fine?
So when's the other shoe gonna drop?
Only when you stop being accountable. That's it. This is not rocket science. And this is so beautiful because I love simplicity. I love simplicity because we complicate so much. We allow our thoughts, feelings, and emotions to completely overwhelm us. And the truth is that our feelings and emotions are our guidance system. They tell us exactly what to do next. Like, I love this. Oh my God, I'm looking for a future. I'm looking forward to a future that's real. I'm going to be an empty nester. I haven't had this freedom for 30 years. Like, dopamine, just bing, 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 bing. Yeah, I could travel, bing, more dopamine, bing, bing, bing. So what happens? Your emotions are starting to get elevated and your guidance system is going, slow Shelley down. Slow, whoa, easy does it. She's getting a little too excited. You know what happens when she gets too excited? Yep. All right. Let's start slowing things down. How do we do that? Throw some fear in there. Just start throwing some fear in there, like big time. Let's start bringing it in. We need some breaks. We need some breaks in here. So throw in the thought as, I'm afraid I'm going to blow it. Okay. Throw in the thought in, I don't have confidence in myself, right? Let's get that emotional state down. Let's keep things under control, because before you know it, she's going to be on a road trip with the Grateful Dead. So yeah, easy does it. Easy does it. Everything's working fine. So to ensure this beautiful new future that you have to look forward to, what's the only thing you have to do?
Stay sober. I mean,
And how do you do that?
go to meetings and be involved, be of service.
Keep going. What do we start with? What's the word? Yeah, that's what it starts with. You already forgot, didn't you?
Yeah.
The little devil's sneaky.
Accountability.
There we go. Very good. We forget so that we can remember, and we remember so we can forget.
Yeah.
We don't have to remember anything. It's all built in. If you forgot, it's because you don't need to remember right now. You'll remember when you need it. Right now, the only thing that I was asking you to remember that you forgot was to stay accountable. That's it. That's the only thing you have to do. There's nothing else, Shelley. To keep it simple, at the most basic level, you have everything in front of you. You've worked your ass off to get here. You've done all the right things. You've accomplished so much. And here you are at the gates of freedom. And I'm thinking about, oh my God, how am I going to fuck this up?
Pretty much. I mean,
Wonderful.
it is.
Wonderful.
I mean, and I feel all of, that coming up as you're saying that. It's just like, it's all like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so take a deep breath. There you go. Okay, deep breath in. Breathe in courage. Breathe out fear. Breathe in courage. Breathe out fear. And say, thank you, subconscious mind, for protecting me.
Thank you, subconscious mind, for protecting me.
Do you feel safe now?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
Mm-hmm.
realizing that, it's there are ways for me to be accountable, to get to meetings, to do the things that I need to do, but also, I guess, to be confident in the things that I've learned and the tools, that I can use to stay in this recovery and be excited, be excited about a future, that I'm still here to do it, that I'm not drowning, my life in booze. And that's the only way that I'm going, and it does, it's like so weird that, oh my gosh, I'm actually, there's going to be some payoff, for all of this struggle that I've been through for so long. And yeah, and I guess, like you said, fear comes, bring it down, girl. But yeah, it's going to be great. And I do have to get myself back in the accountability process, though, and part of that was showing up tonight, being here tonight, and even thought about doing another meeting later. There's another one, that I can do, and there's things that I need to do, and yeah, I am excited.
As you can see, Shelley, everything is working perfectly.
Keep it simple, stupid, right?
Keep it simple. Keep it very simple. Keep showing up. All you have to do is show up. Even if you just show up every Wednesday and see my face, that should pretty much do it. But you can do so much more. You can do so much more. You know, there is so many resources and opportunities for us today like never before. Like the coronavirus has afforded us the opportunity to do everything we need to stay accountable right from our couch.
Right.
We can be of service. We can support others. We can participate. We can join meetings in our underwear without leaving the house. Talk about a blessing. Talk about a blessing.
Yes.
You can be excited now. See, that's just it. Your body was just afraid if you got too excited that you were going to be in danger. But now it knows she gets it. She can be excited. She can be enthusiastic. She can look forward to her future because she's going to stay accountable now. And guess what happens when you stop going to meetings and you stop reaching out and you stop using your resources? Guess what's going to come back?
You get drunk. The old
No.
Shelley. She'll come
Well,
right.
you might, but first, you know what's going to come first? The fear. As soon as the fear comes in, what do? Now, moving forward.
Moving forward, I'm going to have to be accountable. I'm going to have to call someone.
And when the fear comes in, what are you going to do? What are you going to tell it?
That I can do this, that I can do this.
You already forgot.
Accountability.
You're going to thank the fear.
Oh, thank the fear. Yeah. I don't know how to.
Keep this recording handy. Keep this recording handy. This is, you take a deep breath, you close your eyes, and you say, thank you, subconscious mind, for keeping me safe and always protecting me.
Maybe I
You
better
got
sit down.
Shelley, it's okay to get up and get something to write with.
Okay.
All right. Are you good now?
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
That's fabulous. All right, my dear. I'm sending you so much love.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Let's jump on to Sonia now. I mean, not literally, but. All right, Sonia.
I'm here.
Okay, so it was the word you used, which was you wanted to stay accountable, is what
I
launched.
see a theme.
You see, yeah, it's launched that theme, and Shelley's like, "Well, I'll share because you know what? That's made me think about what I need." So there, you showed up, and in under 5 minutes, you already added value into the group. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So now let's talk about, where do we leave off for you?
I was about to talk about, okay. So I was bombarded with working full time and homeschooling and managing a home and not having any boundaries or workspace at home.
Mm-hmm.
And putting this expectation on myself that I had to do everything perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
As it always had been done. And it just wasn't sustainable. It just wasn't feasible. And, going from a habitual pot habit to then crashing and quitting because I couldn't get out of the house every day to get what I needed, caused me to spiral. I was angry. I was in withdrawal. Don't ever let people tell you there's no such thing as pot withdrawal, because there is. And I learned that the hard way. So, having to quit cold turkey made me angry, resentful, just miserable. And let me tell you, I made it miserable for everyone around me. I feel sorry for my kids. They probably wanted to go back to school, even though, they loved the idea of not having to go to school because of the lockdown. So, being thrust into withdrawal, like being thrust into, having to give up cold turkey, what I had to do was not sustainable. So I had to let my job go. I, had to go on disability. And I had to enroll myself in a program, with the advice of a psychiatrist. I completed the 12-week program and realized that I don't want to go back to that job, that job is what made me miserable. That, having to get up and habitually smoke pot to get through the day was not a life worth living. So while the pandemic has been, a catastrophe and horrible, a lot of good has come out of it for me because I realized what I want to do. I want to go back to school. I want to become a peer support worker, possibly a drug and alcohol counselor. What's kept me not going back to school in the past has been my fear of test taking. And finishing what I start. I've started a million things and never finished them. I finished my university degree, but it was like pulling teeth. It took me, 6 years to get a 3-year degree. It was painful. And again, it was probably because I did a career that I didn't want to do. I was doing a program at school that I didn't want to do. I was doing it to please my mom. Even when I told my mom I want to go back to school to be, help in the mental health field, she's like, why would you want to do that? Why would you give up a good paying, stable job with a company like a recognizable company, a well-recognized company? Why would you do something so foolish? I don't know, Mom, to follow my dream. So it's just, I'm an adult that still wants to please her mom.
Wow. Okay. So you already done some work around mommy.
Well, yeah. Well, because I went through 12 weeks of intensive counseling, a group. So yeah, we uncovered a lot in those sessions.
So when you first came on, you said accountability.
Yeah.
That was the first thing you mentioned. What did you want to stay accountable for?
Doing the course, even though I'm terrified of test taking, doing the course, even though, I've started courses in the past and let them go because, I want to do them perfectly and I can't seem to do them perfectly. No, yeah.
Okay. That's fine. All right. So has this always been the case for you?
Yes. Yeah.
Terrified test taking.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said since when?
Yeah. Since high school. It got really difficult. Again, to please my mom, I thought I had to go the route of sciences. And I am not built to do sciences. But I was told, you got to keep all your doors open, because you don't know what you want to do with your career, keep all your doors open. And so I muddled through chemistry, biology, physics, and it traumatized me. It traumatized me.
Okay. So, well, the good news is this. You're not afraid of test taking.
Oh, okay.
You're afraid of something else.
Ah.
You're afraid of something else.
Okay. Mom.
I'm afraid of mom.
Yeah.
And what am I afraid of about mom?
Not pleasing her, not getting her approval. Yeah. Wow.
You've been thinking that you're not good at taking tests. You've been thinking you're terrified of taking tests. You're terrified of disappointing your mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when you disappoint your mother, who else do you disappoint?
Myself, because I can't please her.
Here's where we're at. I want you to just kind of it's a funnel. It's a funnel very similar to what we were working with Shelley. So up here at the top of this funnel is all these thoughts that are running through my head about this class and this test and what's coming up and how do I do that? And I'm all afraid. And then what's happening is, as underneath those words is a bunch of feelings. Okay. And so then there's anxiety and there's fear and there's overwhelm and all this kind of stuff. Wow. Okay.
I don't know if this is sustainable.
Okay. So I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of that's terrifying me. So, interesting conundrum. Let's give that a moment. Okay. Here we go. See if we can soothe. Tori, we're just going to give this a moment. Sonia, you're fine, Sonia. Let's go ahead. We'll give it a moment.
It looks like two of us need a coaching session.
Okay. All right. Hi, sweetheart. What's your name? You want to tell me what your name is? No, you want to tell me what your name is? Hi, sweetheart. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't do it right now. They don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
So sorry.
No problem. Okay. So.
Stay there. I'm right here. Okay. I'll go get it.
Oh, okay.
Let's get it. Okay.
Okay. Let's just go get that. Okay. So I'm going to continue to explain how this works. All right. So as we have all these different thoughts running around in our heads, they start to provoke or produce emotions. And these emotions are fear, uncertainty, overwhelm, anxiety. I'm focusing on this area that I think it is. So I'm convinced that it's test taking in this particular case. But ultimately, it's these expectations that I have from my mother. So I'm not afraid of test taking. I'm afraid of failing because I'm afraid of disappointing my mother. And ultimately, for many of us.
I'll get the yeah. I'm here.
Okay, good. Ultimately, what for many of us, the most delicate, the most painful feelings that we avoid at all costs is feeling as though we failed and disappointed ourselves. There is this incredibly we will distract ourselves. We will focus on anything outside of us to avoid even the idea that we have failed, that we have let ourselves down, that we have once again disappointed ourselves. And so ultimately, we're waiting for somebody to say, hey, it's okay. Sonia, I'm proud of you. I just want you to be happy. Just pick something that you love, something that you're passionate about. You know, you don't have to do the sciences. Do what makes you happy. This is something that we wait for our whole lives. And we work very, very, very hard to hear these words. But unfortunately, when it comes to our parents, especially ones like these, it will never, ever, ever be enough. It will never be good enough. If you get an A, it could have been an A plus. If you get the job, well, is there opportunity for a promotion? And, can you ask for a raise in 6 months? And does it come with benefits? Like, there's always this sense of needing it to be more. And so ultimately, Sonia, if there is always, always, always this need for it to be more, what does that mean about you?
That I'm not good enough as is?
It's just that simple. Of all the answers that she could have picked, as I navigate and I narrate and I bring her down to the lowest common denominator, ultimately, what could it be? Is that I never feel like I am good enough. No matter what I accomplish, no matter what I do. So what keeps us stuck is, first of all, we stop trying. We stop making the effort. Because our focus becomes, as we get closer to reaching the objective, we also get closer to a conclusion. And when we reach a conclusion, we have to deliver the results. And most of the times, the results are met with, well, I don't know if that's good enough. Oh, Mom, I'm going to go to school because I want to get my degree in this. Well, why would you leave your job? Why would you do something stupid like that? Like, what's wrong with you? So this is the voice that runs around in your head. It's not that you need accountability, is that you need to forgive yourself for believing all of the things that have been ruminating and living in your head. And you need to start this practice of reparenting yourself. And that practice of reparenting yourself starts with something like this. You've done a hell of a job. You've done a hell of a job. You're in the middle of COVID. You got 2 kids running around like maniacs. Okay. You're trying to keep a house in order. Right. It's constant chaos and mayhem. Meanwhile, you are going to school, running a home, doing a job, making money, caring for your family. I don't even have 2 minutes for myself. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You're doing a hell of a job, and you're smiling and you're showing up and you're doing the work. It doesn't matter what the outcome is, sweetheart. What's important is that you give it your all. And that's what you've always done. You're in it to win it. How long has it been since you waited to hear that?
Eternity.
Eternity. Ultimately, it's what we all want. And ultimately, it's what we all can give to ourselves. It's hard. I know it is, because there's a part of us that goes, God damn it. Why do I have to do everything myself, including that? And I do. I get it. And I understand. But ultimately, all the hard work that you have done and you've accomplished, you can sit with that. Make yourself a nice cup of tea after the kids have gone to bed somewhere around 2 a.m. and just enjoy yourself. I did good. I've done good. How's that sit for you, Sonia?
I can't wait. I can't wait till 2 a.m.
Honey, you gotta give yourself a pat on the back. I would have already disowned those children and left them at a park by themselves. I would have given them to a blind man and said, good luck. You know, I got a vasectomy like 10 years ago. I said, I'm done. Right. So you need to pat yourself on the back, because there is no way I couldn't even fathom. Right. So that is what you need to anchor into your every fiber of your soul, is just how strong you are. Strong and resilient and disciplined and loving and caring and nurturing. And you need to see that. You need to own that. And you need to just embody that. You don't need anyone to tell you that, because you did this all on your own. All right, that's enough out of me. That was a lot. And I'm sorry about that parent comment. That was recorded. I hope my listeners don't get offended by that.
You said what I've been thinking. Oh, okay. I should go though. I really have to go.
Sonia, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you sticking with us. All right. Does anyone, yeah, right? Give her an applause. That was, hardcore. All right. So we've got a few minutes left. Who would like to interject, right? Give a little feedback to Sonia, a little love, or some comments or anything that came up for anyone on the call, because there was a lot. Just unmute yourself and jump in. Anyone?
Hi everyone, my name is Edwin. Great for recovering addict.
Edwin?
Good to see you all. Just a couple of things that I was reminded while hearing, because I identify with a lot of what's shared. And one of them is, there's a saying, if you keep doing what you've always done, you're gonna keep getting what you've always gotten. And that applies both to the positive things and the negative things in my life, So it's interesting how sometimes shifting either the questions we ask ourselves or just our comments can prime us to behave in a certain way. So for example, if I ask myself, am I doing something I shouldn't be doing? That question leads me down to thinking about things I shouldn't be doing. So if I ask myself instead, am I doing what I should be doing? My mind is going to go to those places and think of things I should be doing. It's a slight difference, but it opens now the channel to either defining what it is I need to do, or creatively allowing my inspiration to tell me if there's something I should be doing. My question is asking at that point to my subconscious, am I doing what I should be doing? So in my subconscious is going to start throwing to my consciousness most likely things I should be doing. I should be working out, I should be studying, I should be, and I would, and this is something I'm currently reading, a book, really good book called Feeling Good. And in that book, it it's written by a psychologist who treats depression. And one of his suggestions is I shouldn't shoot myself. I shouldn't, and that's something that it's said a lot, because it creates frustration when I don't do what I should be doing, right? And it leads down to those things. So I could even remove and simplify that question. Am I doing, or what am I doing? you know what am I doing is simplifying and letting me know either on those ends what I should or shouldn't be doing. But it's shooting me. It's not shooting me anymore. It's just becoming aware. And then there's an important thing I would tie that to, and that is motivation comes after taking action. It doesn't start with motivation. There's been many times that I've had to almost force myself to work out and go to the gym before motivation kicks in. No? The same thing happens with almost everything, whether that's a job, a homework, a whatever it is, and it's usually the starting that's most difficult. Once I start, it's almost it would almost require the same amount of energy to stop. So once I started is usually what's most difficult. um, I can be strategic, and one of the things I do is I try to make it easy on myself to do the right thing. So how do I do that? When I'm working, I shut down my phone and I throw it in the living room. So if I need to do something early in the morning, the night before, I leave everything ready. Because as soon as I wake up, my mind is going to come with 1,000 excuses. 1,000. So if I start working on those excuses that I put on myself, today I might have 10 excuses. If I learn from those today, tomorrow I'm going to have 9. If I learn from those 9, the day after I'm going to have 8. Eventually, I'll have everything set up in a way that I no longer have an excuse. If I wake up, if I have to go to work out at 5 in the morning and it's cold, I'll set up a sweatsuit so that it's no longer an excuse that it's cold. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
that's one of the things that I try to implement to the best of my ability. So being strategic about taking action and make it easy or hard on myself on how I want myself to behave. Because if I put my cell phone, if I shut it off and I leave it in the fridge, like I'm just like, if I put it in a Ziploc bag, put it on water and then let it freeze on the freezer, I'm gonna be really less likely to use my phone, because the effort that it's gonna take for me to do that is gonna be huge. And all those obstacles are things that help me make the right decision. Because again, I'm analyzing what are my excuses and what can I do to make it easy on myself. You know, so yeah, just wanted to share that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Edwin. Thank you. And as he was sharing about the shoulds, and I've said that before, don't should all over yourself. So a good question that you can ask yourself in the mornings would be, what is the most effective use of my time today? And that's it. What is the most effective use of my time today? You can even say, God, can you show me what's the most effective way for me to use my time today? And that's a good one. All right, to avoid the shoulds. Anyone else have anything they want to add before we close?
I kind of get the shoulds a lot. And I mean, I've been doing that in this whole, not doing things. It's like, well, you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And I also hate the words, I'm trying. Either you are or you aren't. So, and I really appreciate what you just said, ask God in the morning to, well, it's part of the prayer, to guide me, to show me the way to do things. And, I'm really glad that I came tonight to, it really has helped me that fear is healthy and that what I'm going through is okay. It's perfectly normal. And to identify it. So I really appreciate that. So I'm not going to try to go to meetings, and I'm not going to say I should. I'm just going to do it.
And that is how we're going to close.
Yeah. And this
brilliant. Yeah. We cannot do this alone.
Right.
Ever. We can only do this together. I love you all so much. See you next Wednesday, Shelley.
We'll see you then.
And Sonia. Ciao, everyone. Love you all. Thanks again, Tori. Ciao.